House in London. Another fantastic turnout as we move towards, in my opinion, the show of the year, one of the best shows I've seen in British boxing, December the 12th, Bad Intentions, brought to you live and exclusive with our partners here on Sky and sponsored by William Hill Vegas. This is a huge night of boxing. We were here last week for the Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua press conference. Some great content filmed after that as well on Sky Sports where the gloves are off. You're going to enjoy watching that. And today we're here really to talk about the chief support bout for that night. A huge fight and a lot of fun. These are the fights I think, as a promoter, as a fan, you really want to be involved with, because take away the banter, the animosity, the hype, and strip it all away and you have a very important fight in the 160-pound division. You have a fight here, final eliminator for the WBA middleweight title, where the winner will become the mandatory challenger to the winner of Daniel Jacobs against Peter Quillen, which is the week before. So a fun fight, a great fight between two of the top middleweights in the world, but more importantly, a huge fight for both contestants as they move towards a shot at the world title. Obviously we're going to hear from both teams in camps. Firstly, I'm going to pass over to Adam Smith, the head of boxing at Sky Sports, our exclusive broadcast partner.
Thanks very much, Eddie. We sat here, a week or so ago with Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte, and I said then that we want these matches. We want these, these unbeatens going in at each other. We want classic fights. Rocky Fielding and Callum Smith on paper was exactly that last weekend, and Callum Smith made a superb, sizzling statement, didn't he? To prove that he is going on in this sport. And maybe that did come down to levels, who knows. This is another fabulous one. Chris Eubank Jr., so much attention on him. Really pleased to have him on Sky and have the debut on Sky the other week in Sheffield, which was an entertaining evening. But really looking forward to this against Spike O'Sullivan, who I've known for quite a long time. He's a great guy, he's a great fighter, he's got a great team around him. Always had a soft spot for the Irish, and it's fantastic sort of going back to the days of Steve Collins and Chris's dad in Mill Street. We were reminiscing earlier. I took Steve back to Mill Street last year and back to Cork as well, and there were nothing like those. Fights were fantastic, and I really think on December the 12th we're going to have a humdinger here between Chris Eubank Jr. and Spike O'Sullivan. There's plenty of needle, we know, between the pair. They both can fight. They both are very tough guys, and this is going to be a big one and a real introduction to the middleweight division, because the future is very bright for the winner in 2016, and it's one I can't wait to be ringside for.
Thanks, Adam. Firstly to Team O'Sullivan, and delighted to welcome former world champion Steve Collins to the top table here today. Steve, obviously everybody knows the history now, firmly on the team of Spike, and looking forward to what should be a great fight.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no doubt that both these guys, when there was a draw, will definitely contend for World Championship title belts. They're both great fighters. It's a great match. Every element is there to excite the fans. It's really hard to pick a winner. I obviously am biased, and I will go with Spike because I put it down to Spike's experience and great coaching he has. But really, it's a terrific match, and whoever wants it the most on the night is going to be the winner. And it's something that I'm looking forward to.
Obviously your brother, head trainer, and Spike, very confident, colourful character, and can really punch as well.
Yes, Spike likes knocking people out. He can fight, he can box. He's looking for big fights. A lot of people avoid him because he can hit so hard. So, respect to Chris, respect to Sky, respect the matchup, put the fight on. It's great. I think it's time now Spike start making a few rob also. So. He's going to win this fight. He's going to win this fight and fight for world title, win a world title. I've no doubt.
Pascal, obviously, when we signed Chris Eubank Jr., you were straight on looking for this fight. It's a fight that you've wanted for a while. It's a fight you accepted very quickly.
Yeah, it's not personal towards Chris. He's a big name because of his dad. So you've got to go after the big names to get the money. And Spike's been in this game for 8 years. He's been left sitting the fence with other promoters. He's been used. He was trying big fights, like sitting on the fence for like 12, 14 months. He took the fight, he needed the money. But now that Sky and yourselves have Chrissy, I think, Chris, no disrespect. Chris, I think it's good for Spike because it will actually showcase him. Plus, Sky have had Spike on his last 2 fights also, and people can see how good he is, how hard he hits. You know, and the one bad fight Spike had was against Billy Joe, and like Spike admitted himself, he stunk that night because he knows he's 10 times better than the fighter he is. People are comparing how Chris done against Billy Joe. Billy Joe was winning the fight easy enough that he let Chris back in, you know. But Spike is 10 times better for it, and Adam, you know, you've been there, Eddie, you've been there in America, like, to see how hard he hits. And but these are the big fights we need, and Chris Eubank is a big name, and we're going after him because, you know, there's big money involved, there's big fights involved. It's not person, absolutely not person. You know, he's a good kid, he can fight. And I wish him all the respect to him and his coaches.
Pascal, final question. Obviously, we know you're a huge student of the game and tactically always spot on. How do you see this fight playing out, and what will be the difference on December the 12th?
Well, they brought in a new coach, Adam, and so we have the blueprint to beat the Eubanks. We've done it twice, so we got the blueprint. So it's going to happen on the night. Spike's going to win. You'll find out how he wins, and people will say, "Wow, I didn't see that coming." But it's about game plan, and I'm not going to give too much away. The one thing I will credit Chris Eubank Jr. of having, he's very fit. He throws lots of punches. His game. He's got the genes of his dad. He's got a really good chin. His dad's a real tough, hard man. But I've never in my life, I've been around the game for so long, I've been in America catching Eddies, the Roaches, we put a Steve training camp. I've never experienced anything that hit so hard as I did Spike. And now Spike is confident, coming off 5 knockout wins. And you know, full praise and full credit to Chris for taking this fight. And I wish him the best of luck on the ring.
Thank you. Ronnie, obviously, history flowing all through this table for you, and I know you love a great fight, and I know that you're looking forward to December 12th as well.
Yeah, it was great to see Steve and Pascal again. I'm always very close to them. I always worry a little bit about things like that because I always remember when Eubank fought Collins, Steve, and I said to him after 5 rounds, "Don't worry, mate, he won't keep this up, he won't keep this up," and he did. He got stronger and stronger. So we're expecting a very hard fight. It's going to be a special fight. I'm really looking forward to it. The training's going well. He's only just boxed, so he's 100%. So, yeah, it'll be good.
Adam, obviously much more involved in this fight and camp than the last fight. Plenty more time for you to work with Chris. And when we discussed the fight, it was one that you fancied, one that you knew was a great fight for Sky and the fans as well.
Yeah, and it was a fight that Chris wanted. And I agree with everything that everybody said on this table. This is such a great matchup to start because Spike is such a strong, shrewd, hard-hitting middleweight who's seasoned now. He's been around the block and he's picked up the knowledge that you need to be able to cope with different moments in different fights, which is why this makes it a great matchup. But I do believe, the reason why I'm here, I do believe that Chris is special. I think that on top of the obvious ingredients that both the fighters have in this fight, I just think that, I believe that Chris has that special element that will only get shown when you put the test in front of him, which is why Spike and Chris are now fighting, because Spike is a genuine world-class middleweight. I agree with Steve. He will eventually go on to fight for a world title and win a world title, but at this point in time, I don't see him beating Junior because Chris Jr. is something special.
Obviously, there'll be a huge amount of attention around this fight. You can see by the turnout today and the build-up programs as well. Important that he's in the correct frame of mind, obviously, mentally and physically going into this fight, because there's a lot on the line, and obviously there's going to be a lot of attention on the fight itself.
The one thing that Chris has is the right frame of mind day in, day out, even when he's not in the gym. He carries that frame of mind of a fighter, where fighting is not an emotional stress to him, it's something he lusts after. So his frame of mind, I have absolutely zero concern.
Spike, obviously this is a fight you've wanted for a long time. Follow you on social media, very entertaining, and I know you can't wait for December 12th.
Absolutely. Firstly, I'd like to thank yourself, Matchroom, for making this fight, and Sky as well, and my own promotion company, Murphy's Boxing USA. I'm delighted to be here. I'm thriving on it. I'm really enjoying myself, and I can't wait for December 12th. I'm going to put on a show for Boxing Public on the 12th of December. I'm going to knock out this kid next time.
Obviously, we've seen that prediction a number of times. Do you firmly believe that's the way that victory will come in this fight?
100%. I will beat him, and I will not lose.
Obviously, the biggest fight you've been involved with as well, from a profile perspective as well. You've got the experience now boxing over in America. You've come a long way in a short period of time. Great win against Anthony Fitzgerald as well. But have a great, you're on a great roll now going to this fight, and is that confidence really what's making you so sure of victory as well?
And the bigger the occasion, the better I perform. I love the big occasion, the latest bright lights. Absolutely love it. Love fighting on Sky. Just cannot wait for it.
Chris, obviously a very quick win over Tony Jetta recently, a couple of days off, I know you've been back in the gym, and now a fight that is very important to your progression in becoming world middleweight champion.
This is the next step, and Gary over there is the man that put in front of me. It's going to be a hell of a show. He's a come forward fighter, and I think he's going to be. His one dimension is to come forward and throw punches, and everyone's talking about his power and how he knocks people out. If that's what he's relying on to beat me, then it's going to be a short night. He's going to be walking into a lot of punches, and it's going to be great for the fans to see.
Obviously, again, this is a fight that's going to create a lot of attention. The kind of nights and the kind of fights that you want to be involved in.
Of course, these type of fights, fights that the public demand, the public are interested in. I don't want to be going in there with Tony Jez. That was a disappointing fight, really. I want to be in there with somebody that wants to win, and wants to put on a great show for the fans. And I'm sure Gary's going to go in there and try his best. Unfortunately, it won't be enough, but I'm sure he'll put in a decent show.
Obviously, he's coming with a mentality, as we've seen, to knock you out. How do you see the fight playing out? I know you'll have your tactics without them, but you must have watched Spike and seen him and had in your mind how this fight plays out and the method of victory for you.
Like I said, I see him as a one-dimensional fighter. He relies a lot on coming forward and throwing power shots. That's all I really see in his arsenal. And he's doing that against low-level fighters. He's never been in the ring with somebody like me. Once he realizes that his slow power shots aren't going to be connecting with me, he's going to run out of ideas, and that's what I'm going to take over and stop him. The fight won't go as well as this.
Thank you. Spike, any comments there? Obviously, both confident of that victory inside the distance.
I don't care what he says. I'm going to beat him. Simple. I'm going to win. I'm going to beat him.
It's a shame because online on Twitter for the last few years you've been so vocal. You've been saying all these disrespectful and dark things to me over the years to try and get under my skin. But now, you're on the big stage and all you can say is I'm going to knock him out and I'm going to win. Come on, let's put on a show for these guys here. Let's hear some more.
I am going to win, Chris.
You said that.
I got the fight. I got the fight. I'm happy.
Say some of the things you've been talking about on Twitter.
There's no need for any talk.
It's like
Talk is over.
it's
Talk
like
is
you're
over.
different now you're Mr. Nice Guy. What happened to all the disgusting things you've been talking about all over the last few years? Let's tell the public how you're on.
I don't know what's wrong. I don't care what you're saying. I'm going to beat you.
Okay. That's a shame. That was the one thing with you're the same as Saunders. Saunders had a very strong mouth on him, but the difference between you and Saunders is he would say it to me, he would say it to my face, he would say it to the public. That's just the guy he is. It seems like you're kind of a fake.
It's just business to me.
Just business. Your business is looking pretty poor right now, so sorry to say.
I don't care what you say. I'm just going to beat you.
Well, there you go, guys. Keyboard warrior over here. That's what we've discovered today. Twitter terrorist, but when he actually comes to a big stage, he doesn't get much to say for himself. It's a shame. I thought he was going to get some excitement going on, and I guess not.
Sorry, I'd like to jump in there. Actually, the Twitter has got Spike this big fight and probably got his best payday so far. So, I think that was the angle, Chris. Like I said, I don't do Twitter. I think it's all that shit, to be honest with you. It's about two fighting men. He's both got to the ring now. Spike needs to do this because, you know, when it comes to the UK, a lot of us Irish fighters, you know, it's kind of looked over, which is okay because we don't sell tickets in the UK. But we really, if a man team jumping on Twitter and promote himself, if there was disgusting things said, I don't agree with it. I don't respect it. But they're both here now. The fight's going to happen, and as I say, Spike's getting this big payday by far. So, you know, obviously his plan was to get you here, and he's got you here. You know, Spike, and after that, that's, you know, he's got you here. His plan won't work.
He's dug himself a very, very big hole, which he will not come out.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, like your own gym mate, Andy Lee, thinks you can't fight. So what's that say for you?
Andy Lee,
Well, he said in the statement that Spike or
I
Andy
don't
Lee.
care what Andy Lee said. That's
He's your own gym mate. He sees you every day.
This is about me and Gary, and I'm not going to be referring to him as Spike because that's
Your own
not
gym
true.
mate who's in the gym just said you can't fight.
He's
That's not true. Andy said that Chris is a world-class fighter and a world.
No, he didn't. He said Spike or Andy Lee, Spike and Chris are both Starbucks fighters.
Andy lives with me. I know exactly what Andy thinks of Chris, and he knows.
I saw the statement. I read the statement. So it's
So,
no disrespect to
you
Andy
believe the
Lee.
papers
Sorry,
is true, man?
no disrespect to Andy Lee. I understand
You
Andy's
dragged
coming from.
Andy into a situation, and Andy has nothing but respect for Chris, day in, day out. Andy knows what Chris can do. He's seen him more than enough times in the gym.
No, I think he backtracked and said that then. I think in the initial statement he said none of them can fight. I think he backtracked. But he sees him to the gym every day, so anyway, I'm not getting involved. This is between Spike and Chris, and it's going to be a great fight. As I say, respect for both of them, two great fighters, and the winner will come through and fight for a world title.
Spike, your trainer's doing all your talking for you, man. This is embarrassing. Say
I
something.
thought you weren't calling me Spike.
What?
I thought you weren't calling me Spike.
Tell me on that one, Gary. Gary, your trainer's doing all your talking for you. Speak up. You're on a world stage now, man. This is what you wanted, right?
I will beat you, Chris.
Okay, you said that about 4 or 5 times now. I was getting old.
You're missing your daddy. What's he up to these days? I deserted you again. Speak up for yourself, Chris.
You gonna copy me now? You gonna go back and forth with the copying? I like how you kind of go for this super villain thing here with the whole, oh, my name's Spike. You need to understand, you're talking to the original bad guy here. I'm the guy, you know, my first 18 fights, I used to walk out to the ring every single time, being booed, hissed, sworn at, every single time. And, you know, I remember going over to Denmark, and I had 2 women somehow, they snuck backstage and waited for me to come out of my changing room as I was making my way towards the ring. And both of them tried to spit at me. Luckily, it hit one of the security guards standing next to me. But you know, I'm used to this role here. You're not the bad guy. You're a pretender. There is no Spike. You're just normal old Gary. And when you get into that ring, everybody's gonna see it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not trying to be the bad guy. The fans are on my side.
Okay, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun with this fight, but as I said, there is a lot on the line in the world middleweight scene, and I'm really, really looking forward to 2 guys who desperately want and desperately need to win this fight. December the 12th for the O2 Arena, as you know, tickets sold out 5 hours after we went on sale. We announced one fight. Spike O'Sullivan against,
I actually interviewed Andy Lee about Spike's fight with Chris. And what he actually said was, he said that his fight with Billy Joe Saunders was a real fight. He said this fight was a hype fight. So he said, what do fans want to see? Do they want to see a real fight, talking about his fight with Saunders, or do they want to see a hype fight between Spike and Chris Eubank? That was in the interview he did with me.
Okay, thanks for that, Cooper. All I will say is, and I'm not going to talk bad about Andy Lee because he's a lovely bloke and I know his manager's here, but this fight will be seen by millions of people around the world in front of 17,000 sold out arena, and that one won. So this is a great fight, this is a real fight. This is a fight with a huge amount of hype, but this is a fight with a huge amount of quality as well. Andy Lee's a great fighter, it's a great fight with Billy Joe, but this is all I'm interested in, and taking the career forward of Chris Eubank Jr. on December the 12th he has a real fight in front of him. So thank you all for coming. Obviously everybody here is available for one-on-ones as well. We're going to pose now for a photo. Firstly a group shot with everyone, which will be very happy and smiling. And then for a head-to-head, which might not be. We'll always behave.
I just want to say one thing about this head-to-head. Obviously, I've seen in his last face-off that he kissed his opponent on the mouth. You know, that is unacceptable in my opinion. And because of that, he's lost the privilege of having a face-off with me today. You know, if he wants to kiss men in his own time, he can do that. But this is my time now. And if he tries to kiss this man, it's not the last kiss he ever has. So we're going to keep things simple. No face-offs until we get to the way.
Come on. There you go, Daddy, running away. Come on, you butler. Stand up and face me, man. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, let's have the head, Chris. Come on, don't buttle it. Like your dad running because he knows the economy's being here.
We'll get it at the way, and that's it. I've said what I've said.
Butler. Come on. Come on, Chris. Too scared of you,
He's scared of the like.